Hi, Amy White with Worthy Written Words. Today we are going to be working in our Old Testament, and we're going to be in chapter 16 of Exodus, and I'm going to prep this page with some clear gesso by Dina Wakely, and I'm going to put one coat of this on my page because I know I'm going to be doing a wet background on there. So if you are going to be using watercolors, then I recommend doing the same thing. It's completely optional. It just helps the media to blend better, and it helps it to protect your page from it bleeding through to the other side. This has been offered in lots of previous kits, so you probably already have some on hand. And if you don't, I will have the link to it in the bottom of this video. And you cover that page and then heat it, let it dry, either auto dry, air dry, or with this heat it tool, you can blast it and get it done much quicker with that. I'm going to be using some distress crayons from Ranger, and I start off at the bottom using this antique linen color, but I don't like it, so I end up going over it with the mustard seed yellow. I don't know how much it affects it that I have the two colors in there, but I do change this out for the mustard seed. So you don't have to use this color. You can go straight for the mustard seed. And then I'm using some spun sugar pink. And with these distress crayons, you don't need to color the whole thing in like you would with crayons, because once we get it wet and we blend it, it's going to fill in all those white gaps, and it'll make it turn it into like watercolors. And now I'm using some speckled egg blue, and I'm going to be using like a water brush to start blending all of this together. And if you want to use other, like the Neo Color 2 water soluble crayons, you could use that. You could use watercolor pencils. You could use just regular colored pencils or regular crayons, anything that you have at home that you want to do. But I'm just basically using the colors yellow, pink, and blue. And then I'm going to come in with a little bit of orange for the sun. I wish that I could include all of these in this kit. It's just they're too expensive to sell them in individual colors like that. So using what you have at home, if you're going to be using water-soluble crayons or distress crayons like I am, I'm going to be adding a couple layers just to darken this up. So for my second coat, instead of the antique linen, I'm going to come back in with the mustard seed yellow instead, and I like that. It's much more vibrant. And adding a second layer is just going to give it a little bit more depth, a little bit more color. If you like it more softer, then you could only do one coat. I'm also not just doing 4 straight lines of colors. I am kind of interweaving them so that there's little pockets of yellow, pockets of pink, and blue at the top, with blue coming down in little pockets as well. So I'm kind of adding it all over so that it's not just 4 blocks. Next thing I'm going to do when this is all done and dry is I'm going to take these grass stickers and I'm going to put them along my footnotes. You can put these on however you want, but the way that I did it is I took 2 different stickers off of the page, 2 out of the 3, and I took one of them and I cut it in half, and I started it from that half point and put that along the bottom of my page, and that made it look like the hill continues off of the page. And then I'm going to be putting the other grass stickers behind it and in front of it. So this is why you're going to need 3 stickers all together to kind of interweave these grasses so that they look like rolling hills. So you can do it the exact same way I did it, or you can do your own way, but whatever you don't use, I ended up keeping because you're going to use it later on top of your basket. And as long as you are doing all of this within like 30 minutes, you should be able to continually pull these stickers up and put things underneath them. But if you like put it down and walk away and then come back to work on it, then it's going to be stuck. So make sure that you get this part figured out in one sitting. And then when you're all done, we're just going to use some scissors to cut off any excess grass that's hanging off the edges or the bottom of your page. Now, setting all that aside, we're going to work on our our basket. So what we're going to do is we're going to take all the twine from our kit and we're going to cut it into little strips so that we have lots of little strips. You're going to want at least 60 plus strips. And then we're going to use some hot glue and we're going to put hot glue on our basket and then put the strips on top. So we're not going to put hot glue over the entire basket. We're just going to put like a few lines across the top of the basket and work our way down one row at a time. And at first I'm struggling with this because my hot glue gun isn't really getting very hot, and so I'll switch it out in a little bit. But if you're experiencing this problem and that they're not sticking on, then that's probably why. It's probably your hot glue gun. But I'll put a strip on there and then I'll put maybe 3 or 4 of these twine in a row, and then I'll just kind of press them down and move them up so that it's compacting and not a lot of space in between these. Then I'm going to take some really sharp scissors and I'm going to trim the sides of the basket. And ignore the foam tape that I already have on there because you don't want to put that on yet. I'm actually going to be removing that foam tape to readjust it. So just worry about the twine right now. And I'm going to put a line of hot glue along the edge of where the basket cardstock is. So it's right up against the cardstock and the twine. And then I'm going to cut more of the sides of this twine off so that it's right up against that hot glue once it's dry. And then I'm going to put some hot glue around the edges so that this twine doesn't fray over time. It's just kind of to seal it, but I don't want a big old glob on the end that's showing, so I'm going to smooth it down with my finger after it's not quite so hot. You don't want to burn your finger there, but it'll just kind of smooth it down and make it so that it's kind of like a fray stop for the twine. Now I'm going to flip it over and I am going to put the foam tape as far on the edge as I can of the cardstock cutout so that you've got lots of room to put your journaling cardstock slips inside. Now, speaking of those cardstock slips, I'm going to take these 3 and I'm going to bend the top part in half so it folds over to the front. And I'm going to then use the liquid pearls that is in your kit, and I'm going to cover the tops of these. What they are their coriander seeds, and the Bible says that manna looked like coriander seeds, however they were white and pearly. So I'm not going to cover the entire image with this liquid pearls because then it would just be one glob of white. But I'm going to kind of weave it through the seed so that you can kind of still see some of the darker color underneath it. So it gives it a little bit more dimension than just one big white blob. So you'll be able to see a little bit of the shading underneath, but then it'll also have that white and pearly texture. And then after I'm done doing this, I'm going to add a little bit of cotton, not to the whole thing, but only part of it to kind of give it that a rougher texture on top. So lots of images that you see, if you Google manna, it shows it as like a fluffy substance covering the field. And so this kind of takes into account both of those ideas. So you have the coriander seeds and then you also have a little bit of fluffy white cotton. And again, the cotton is going to be very thin just little tiny bits amount, and I only put it on maybe half of the seed itself to give it a little bit of texture. And then we're going to let those dry. Are dry, I am going to make sure that they all fit in my little basket. So I'm putting the smaller two in the front, and then this bigger one is going to be in the back behind both of those. And I kind of want them to be hanging over a little bit so it looks like the basket's full and you don't really want to see the whites underneath of the journaling cards. So if you need to make adjustments, you can cut the strips to be a little bit shorter if needed, but they should all fit inside that basket. And then we're going to attach the basket to our page by taking off the foam strips and adding it onto the grass. Next, I'm going to take these journaling cards and I am going to add the journaling prompts to the inside of them. The biggest text on your sticker page is meant for the biggest card, and then the smaller ones will go on either side of that. You may need to rearrange it a little bit to find out where they fit best, but they should all fit inside of these little cards. And then just using a pen, I filled out the answers below, and you can choose to do it where you turn the card on its side and write it long ways that way, or you can just write it vertically. And then when you're done doing this, then we're going to put them inside of our basket. Now I'm going to be taking the rest of these coriander seeds and I'm going to be placing them in the grass. And I'm going to do the same thing to them that I did with the ones on my journaling cards, where I'm going to cover them up with the liquid pearls, and then I'm going to put a little bit of cotton ball wispies on them. I'm just going to, and you just stick that cotton ball right on top of the liquid pearls before it dries. You don't need to use glue or anything because the liquid pearls is like a glue. And I'm even pulling the sticker up to put it behind the grass a little bit so it looks a little bit more embedded. Again, you can still pull those stickers up. It's nice. And I'm actually gonna, you can leave it where I had it, or I'm gonna put this on my basket to kind of help it blend in a little bit more with the background. I'm going to add the title sticker to this page right above, and it's clear so you can see through the background. And then I'm also going to add a little bit of grass that I have left over, and I'm going to cut out just the green grass blades, and I'm going to put that on my basket as well. Now that I have everything where I want it, I'm going to go in with an orange distress crayon, and I'm going to make a sun so that it looks like the sun is rising up for the morning. And at first I do the little dashes coming out of the sun like you do when you're in elementary school, and I hated it because I felt like it looked like something a kid in elementary school would do. So that's an easy fix. I just took my waterbrush pen and went over that and blended that out into the yellow around it, and it was like it never even happened. So that's the nice thing, is it's pretty forgiving with the water to erase things. I mean, it did make it a little bit darker along the bottom. So if you like the look, you can copy mine. And if you don't like the look, you can skip that part and save yourself the trouble of having to figure out how to fix that. And then after I'm done with adding that sun to the bottom, I'm going to start working up at the top of the page. Last thing I'm going to do is I am going to attach this tab and the quail cutout using some craft tape. I'm going to use this microdot Adtech craft tape, but any sort of adhesive will work, even a glue stick will work. And I'm going to put this on the top of my page. And that's it. I hope you guys had fun learning how to do this page kit with me. We'll see you guys next time. Bye.